Steve has a special relationship. They've obviously very much pulled together, and to be successful in sidecar racing, it is down to teamwork. The riding style is very aggressive, and certainly they've had ups and downs like everyone else, and they've obviously got the determination to get there. I'd rather do 10 races in the Isle of Man than one lap of the TT on a sidecar. Frighten the life out of me. It's either for you or it isn't, and it definitely wouldn't be for me, and I take my hat to them that do it.
You don't feel fear, even at moments when something's gone wrong. I can't understand why, but I've never felt frightened. People that say I'm mad, it's very difficult to argue with them sometimes. But I don't know, it's again, we're talking about trusting your driver, and so long as you can lay your trust in your driver, then it's just a case of getting on with your own job and just enjoying it, getting the most out of it.
It's something that never enters my mind, really. I don't worry, because I just think that I'm capable of doing it, and I can do it quite safely. Everybody's going the same direction on the track. Nobody's going to pull out in front of you. It's probably safer than driving on the road.
Steve's father, Mick, himself a former champion grass track racer, must ensure that the outfit is finely tuned and ready to race. In the hours before the sidecars line up on the grid, hurried preparations are taking place. One small adjustment could give them the fleeting advantage they need to win.
It takes a considerable amount of skill and ability to drive a sidecar outfit and be the passenger. You've got to be very fit. You've got to be fairly intelligent, especially the driver, and quick in your reactions. You know, one wrong move from either of them, and they're upside down and in bother. So there must be a really good team, and there's only time that gets this together, really. You can't put two people together and immediately have success. It's a matter of time and getting used to each other's reactions and almost telepathy.
But there are ever-present dangers. Although these sidecar drivers are skillful, once they're out on the track, travelling at speeds of up to 170 miles per hour, there are always risks.
Well, it's very nerve-wracking at the pits, watching them go past at high speed. I've got used to it a little bit now, but it makes your heart go thump, and it's very exciting as well as being very nerve-wracking.
There are always risks when they're out there riding because, well, it's just the speeds they travel around at, and it is a dangerous occupation, but they know that before they go into it, and they've got to just live with that. And so have the families of the drivers, really, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zandvoort for one of the biggest motorsport meetings in Europe. One of the highlights will be the appearance of the 1987 Sidecar World Champions, Steve Webster and Tony Hewitt from Yorkshire in England.
This summer, Webster's chances of retaining the world title seemed to be slipping away. With 6 of the 9 rounds completed, Steve and Tony hadn't won a single Grand Prix. The Swiss rider Rolf Biland had taken first place on each occasion. Then in August, Webster's luck changed, and the Yorkshire pair were first over the line in the British and the Swedish rounds of the World Championship, with Biland pushed back into second place. But it still wasn't enough. With just 1 race remaining in Czechoslovakia, Biland had a comfortable lead in the points table. The weekend before this crucial final Grand Prix, Webster and Hewitt were racing at an invitation meeting in Holland. They knew this could be their final appearance as world champions. In another week, in another country, this year's title race would finally be decided. It was here in Holland disaster was about to strike. On a practice lap, as the pair disappeared from view, the sidecar overturned, trapping and injuring passenger Tony Hewitt. He was rushed to a nearby hospital, suffering from internal bruising and shock.
Hello, I'm inquiring about Tony Hewitt. I just wondered what was happening.
Steve Webster was lucky. He wasn't hurt.
I'm the rider of the outfit.
That's what we told you in the video, don't we?
What?
Pictures.
That was Ali.
What's happening?
2 nights staying in
2 nights?
Yeah. So Checo's out there, isn't it, maybe?
Yeah. Unless you get someone else.
problem, eh?
The problem is this. The damaged sidecar has to be hastily repaired, and Steve has to find a new passenger to travel with him to Czechoslovakia for the last round of the World Championship, which is now only a week away. He knows he must win in Czechoslovakia, and his rival Biland must finish below 12th place if he's to hang on to his world title. With Biland finishing first or second in each of the 8 Grand Prix to date, and with Tony out, all hope now seems to be lost.
I think he's badly bruised. Whether he'll be out in time for Czechoslovakia, I don't really know. But we have a substitute passenger to take with us in the event of him not being able to go.
I think they get bits and then they put like...
Tony is being kept in hospital for observation, and so another Yorkshire lad, Gavin Simmons, who's also racing at the Dutch meeting, is roped in at the last minute to take Tony's place. For the new member of the team, it's a sudden rise to fame.
I have competed in Grand Prix previously. I stood in for Graham Rose, who normally rides with Barry Brindley, and we finished 7th in the Dutch Grand Prix. I finished 20th in the French Grand Prix with my regular rider, Paul Atkinson. So, you know, it's not completely new to me, but obviously riding with a rider of Steve's calibre, it's a good experience for me and I'm looking forward to it.
Hot sunshine and a crowd of 160,000 await the start of the Czechoslovakian Grand Prix. Down on the grid as the sidecars line up, Steve Webster knows he's about to face his stiffest test. He and Gavin have to race to win.
There couldn't be any bigger occasion for a passenger like myself, because it was the last round. There was a possibility of winning the World Championship, and it was the first time I'd ever been on a front row of a Grand Prix. Previously, I've been halfway down or near the back of the field, and it was a very strange feeling to be at the front.
Next to him, with a comfortable 18 points lead in the World Championship table, is a confident Rolf Biland. He only has to finish in 12th place to be certain of the title. For the Yorkshire pair, it all seems to be over.
I kept looking back every now and again, maybe up until halfway through the race. I kept looking back and seeing where Rolf was, and I could see that he was in a comfortable 3rd, 4th place, and it looked as if he was going for the finish, going for the championship, and I thought, well, maybe you can't blame the bloke.
The impossible has happened. Webster's main rival and 4 times world champion Rolf Biland is in trouble. His gearbox has failed and he's out of the race.
That's when it stopped being a race for the day and it was a race for the championship, because I'd already worked out that if we won the race, then we were world champions.
I couldn't really believe what I was seeing. I was only getting the occasional glimpse of Rolf as he was stopped, because actually on the start and finish straight, I keep my head down and I ain't looking where I'm going. So I was only getting the briefest glimpse of a yellow outfit on the start-finish line. So I was hoping it was Rolf, but I wasn't sure. But those last 4 laps must have been the longest 4 laps I've ever done.
To actually stand there at the end of the year on a rostrum and hear the national anthem, and then knowing we'd actually won the World Championship after so many people had said, well, second's not so bad, maybe, eh? You've done well to finish second this year. And everybody was more or less accepting they'd been beat. All I can maybe say is that maybe, I don't know, somebody up there likes us, eh?
I felt fantastic. It was very difficult to put into words, but it must have been one of the happiest days of my life.
After we'd won the race, I thought, it's a shame Tony's not here to actually see the final race, and it's a sad part for Tony. So that was a sad part of it for me. But again, you can't. It's all professional, trying to do it professionally, and it was one of them things. We did it as a team. We still did it as a team. It was only this time there was 3 of us.
I was sat at home with my wife Eileen, and we just heard it on the radio that suddenly I'd become world champion. Steve and Gavin had won in Czechoslovakia, which obviously made us world champions. And we just looked at each other, open mouthed, we just couldn't believe it. It was only the next day, really, that I thought I was just so disappointed at not really been there.
The boys were magnificent. What used to be the dynamic duo is now the dynamic trio, and I don't know what we're going to do about that.
I've always looked up to Steve and Tony as an example, and I'd always wished, I could achieve the same standard, but in reality I never expected to. But so it makes it all the more remarkable that I helped them win the World Championship.
Ils s'en sont bien mis, ils sont champions du monde cette année.
Sidecar Road Racing World Champions, driver Steve Webster, passenger Tony Hewitt.
I like the experience, I like the life, I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to do it again. I'm sure I can do it again. I know I can. As long as I've got the team here, I can do it again. I know I can.
Steve Webster, Tony Hewitt, world champion, sidecar category.